They should be. Yeah, they can hear us. I can see it. I'm already too loud.
Hello, and we are back. We haven't had DisasterCast in a little bit.
It's only been 2 weeks.
Well,
I mean, you haven't been at
yeah.
DisasterCast in a while.
February has been a busy month.
It's been very busy for us, both.
Yeah,
You a little more than me, but I've had a couple busy weekends where we couldn't hang out.
I have been working a lot and hanging out with some new friends that I made. It's hard to make new friends in quarantine,
So
even though we're
once,
not truly quarantined anymore. We're just all under COVID-19 guidelines.
yeah,
It's been fun. But it is good to be actually back doing another disaster cast. Hopefully our audio is actually good
it looks like
because
it.
the ones we've had in the past were
Not in the setup.
god awful trash.
This setup usually yields the best disaster casts.
Yeah, and then ones when we are at our different locations. But
Yeah.
it's been a while since we actually had a weekend hanging out.
It has. It's been a month. It's been exactly a month.
Yeah, and another thing that this is
Anniversary.
an anniversary of, or another length of time that has passed. Sometime in the next couple days, because I don't know what day on Twitch we streamed it, but our last in-person session was about a year ago now.
Mm-hmm.
This has been a year since we have been doing digital content, social distance, only other than these moments. But, executive decision, we're basically like family, so.
No, we made a decision very early on in the pandemic. We
were spending way too much time. We were like, okay, it's been 3 months of not seeing each other. We
can't do this. It's unrealistic. Also, by that point, I had hung out with Mains because me and Maine spent 2 months where we did not hang out, see each other at all, and then all of our projects we need to do at home that we need help on all stacked up. I'm like, I guess we're giving up. Then we began doing side work with each other and stuff and we're like, okay, cool. We're just gonna be a family unit. We'll both be smart outside, and we'll just not give a shit when we're together.
Dude, I was just like, I was shut indoors just writing shit. Like, I was like...
No, because you have work, too, because your work closed down. So you were really like...
I was closed down for about 2.5 weeks that I was out of work. Nothing I was doing.
And you're just stuck at your house.
And I was just like, I need to do something. I was writing a lot about... That was the perfect time for around that area, because I was like, all right, I need to flush out Zista City, because the Misfit Warriors are about to head in that direction.
And then we did.
And now it's been exactly a year since they have been at that point where they're about to leave for Zista City. And since then, we've done quite a few additions. What did you pour in that?
That was mainly vodka. But that sip was just pretty much vodka. There was no, Gatorade in that sip, and it was very gross. The other sip had plenty of Gatorade.
You're going to get sloshed by the end of this.
Oh, I have no intention to be sober by the end of this.
Oh, wow, that knocked us out of frame so bad for a second there.
Oh, it went more.
It was just that sudden blurriness.
No, it's not fucking with the camera. Our focus is already
terrible. It's
already
hurting my fucking eyes. Getting old. Oh,
dude, yeah. Oh man, my train of thoughts are fucking blurry as fuck.
But no, we were talking about all the stuff we've had to do in digital content.
Yeah, we had our Humblewood campaign that was gonna be our holdover, so we could begin playing again in person. Because when we were first started this pandemic, we were all told 3 months and it'll be fine, and then half the states did nothing. So then it didn't become fine. Who could have guessed?
Mm-hmm. And in all honesty, It's actually quite funny. You know how I said I think the heist will only be 3 sessions? And then we'll either get back to the main campaign or we'll do some other one-shots. And then it's clearly not become that, because it's been 9 times that the amount of sessions that we've actually had. Including all our multi-sessions and the super sexy solo sessions. But with the Humblewood campaign, I did not intend for it to end in session 10.
Oh, I know. We were supposed to do 15.
I was planning, when I started the Humblewood campaign in the beginning of the pandemic, I had no idea how long we were going to be here. So I was like, all right, well, we're going to be stuck. Asia's not doing over the digital. Callum's not going to do digital for a little bit. It's just all of us. We got to do something to hold over till we can all be back as a group.
So the 4 of us
we were just doing the Humblewood campaign. Then I've been running with another group for a while now. And then around session 8, 9, and 10 in the Humblewood campaign, when I was when I was running part of the homebrew, like that haunted house thing that I did, which I homebrewed in Humblewood. I'm proud of that. I was just like, all right, well, everybody's getting so excited for this all-rogue campaign that we might do in the near future.
Oh, we did so much prep work for that. No,
I've
because
prepped a decent amount of this at this point.
By session 8 of our Humblewood, we had fleshed out our characters. Our characters were done. At that point, I think. Our characters were done. So that meant you're like, okay, maybe we can do it soon. And you began to get the plot stuff done.
Yeah.
Because I think at session 9 of Humblewood, that weekend, we also did my session 0 with Rain. So, or it was during Humblewood episode 10. One of those 2 weekends, we did my session 0.
Yeah.
It was a
you
week.
love that session 0. You even mentioned it in the DisasterCast last when I wasn't there when you were doing it.
Yeah, because
it was just like, oh, Rain got so drunk in a contest with an orc, like she was holding her own with that orc. Like you were so proud of that.
Because I rolled really well. Like had the orc not rolled well, she would have won. The only reason he won is because he rolled well. Because I think he rolled like a 15, and then he has a higher con because he's an orc.
Were you planning to get that drunk on this night where we are in the heist? Because this was like your last night to have fun. You were out in a nightclub.
Rain was planning to not have too many drinks. She wanted to remember the night.
Okay.
She also knew that she was emotional. She is not stable.
What is Rain gonna do? This is gonna be one of those parties where like there's served glass like wine and champagne like on trays walking around. She's gonna
grab a glass of wine and sip on it for most of the night because she has to focus.
Okay. What do you think the rest of the party's gonna do?
Something stupider than that. Delson won't. Delson will do the same thing. He'll see Rain's doing the sipping a glass of wine for a really long time.
I can't wait for Delson to be offered another plant, like another one of those potions for the druid craft.
Before we continue,
and then he takes it, and I'm just waiting for Andrew to roll. That's another nat 1.
Oh my god, that took forever. He's
there's vines everywhere.
He's going to sell his fucking soul for fucking getting more of them. Sell soul to become a fucking druid.
He would have to take a level druid at that point.
Yeah.
Fighter, rogue, druid. What a multi-class.
I love weird multi-classes. Finishing the train of thought before.
You keep it. I want to see what a level 1 druid does.
Okay. So, continuing that train of thought Brian was talking about earlier, we're only going to do we got the Humblewood, like, together, and we're almost, like, deciding, I think he was deciding if he was going to continue or not continue the Humblewood during session 8 or 9, so he wrote, I'm guessing that's about the time you wrote the option that we had to go with someone else into your world of Ty'Quorus. And then, obviously, session 10 came. I think at that point we decided that we were going to just do the rogue campaign, because I think we announced we were doing the rogue campaign, because we decided session 10 was the last episode.
And then we also asked around that time if either Asia or Callum wanted to come in.
And Callum was excited to come in, and he was like, I can't wait to play. So we decided to push Humblewood faster than we probably should have. We could have easily, if we tried to string it out, gone 15 episodes of Humblewood, and not done that little lead into Ty'Quorus. You could have ignored that, and then us done 5 more sessions with no issue.
It would have been them going back to Alderheart, talking to the Birdfolk Council, and the Birdfolk Council sending them off to the mountains. I think they're called the Conclave Mountains or something. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Do you need a cough drop? Because your voice sounds terrible.
I actually lost my voice a few days ago singing Nirvana.
Oh, worth it. Arguably worth it to just scream Nirvana with someone. I'm guessing you hang out with friends screaming Nirvana.
Yeah.
No, that's worth it. That's an experience you'll remember the rest of your life. That day you lost your voice screaming Nirvana songs to your friends. That's a good memory.
Yeah, I got pretty drunk.
That's probably why you lost your voice. But Brian made the choice that we were going to be like, okay, we're going to switch over to the new rogue campaign, and then we made that choice. And I think we took a 2-week break to make sure we were shorted up on the rogue campaign, and then we started this heist campaign. Heist!
And I remember...
Sorry, it is done that way, Brian, by the way. If you notice, every time I make a title, it has an exclamation point. It is Heist!
Oh, I've tried... I think I've done that 90% of the time.
I think I started it, though, because then you began doing it, because like, that's what we're doing! Because I was excited.
But I remember when we were starting the heist campaign, too, that since I intended this to only be 3 fucking sessions,
You
I
didn't
was
write enough?
trying to prepare the entire gala
Oh,
that time period, and that's why I was just like, yeah, we'll do session 1, A Gathering of Thieves. I guess it'll just be an intro session. So in my head, I was like, well, it'll be 4 sessions then, 4, because 1 to intro everybody, then 3 for the actions, getting the assignment, and maybe 1 ticket, getting the remaining tickets, and then the night of the gala. 4 nights, pushing 5.
You're the most unrealistic person in history.
We're in session 24, 25. We're going into 25,
Yep.
not including splits and super sexies.
Yeah.
We are about to have. We've tied with the.
We currently are
season
tied.
1. Tomorrow we are beating
Season
season
one.
1's
Yep.
on the episode list.
Yep.
But thankfully, it's going to be a longer session. Which, by the way, hi, this is Nat Disaster.
No, this is DisasterCast.
DisasterCast for Nat
Nat
Disaster.
Disaster. You got the title of the fucking thing wrong.
We are the co-creators and Nat Disaster.
Yes, we are.
I am Brian Creevy. I needed a cough drop. Still need one.
He'll get there.
I need to do voices tomorrow. I am the DM.
Yeah, just don't talk tomorrow. Oh, I guess you're gonna ruin your fucking voice. That's gonna be it. Hi, I'm Conlan Rose. I play Bracket, Rain, and Greg as characters, and I am one of the co-writers technically, because I do write stuff for Nat Disaster, regardless if Brian finds it frustrating or not, because he wants control of his world, so he finds it very annoying when I write stuff for him. But he also appreciates when I write good things, because then he's like, I guess I don't have to write that. So it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? You lose control, but sometimes I have good stuff. Sometimes I just spout ideas at you, and you're like, stop talking.
It's not even necessarily.
I know it's not always that. Not always what I said.
It's just your headcanon giving me a good idea, and then I'm like, okay, I need to remember this good idea.
No, I understand. It's not always what I said. But something I have said, says is it's not the right way to speak words.
By the way, pause. TGI Fridays today.
Rude.
You are
You're on our shit list.
You're up to bat. Let's see how you do ordering on Uber Eats.
We didn't get TGI Fridays. We got Wendy's.
Oh, fuck it. Oh, yeah, TGI Fridays. Sorry. I thought we ordered TGI Fridays. Because...
Now he's probably even more disappointed than he was 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, no, fuck you, TGI Fridays. We were so excited to get TGI Fridays, and then by the time we selected our food...
They turned off their tablet.
Turned off their tablet, and we couldn't order TGI Fridays, so fuck you, TGI
So we got Wendy's.
Fridays. We have Wendy's.
Which I think we've tested before. We didn't get anything special at Wendy's. We just got our normal orders.
I got a salad this time, though. I'm trying to eat healthy.
This was all the alcohol you're drinking?
No, I've been complaining about...
Or just because girl likes you and you want to be skinnier?
Oh, I've been complaining about this for a while. I'm like...
Do you feel fat?
Yeah, and I'm like, I need to actually pay attention to that, and girl has been good influence, so I'm like... I guess.
I'm just waiting for the gyms to open then.
And I tried a salad, and I was like...
Oh, I hate salad.
This isn't bad.
Oh,
I used to hate salads so bad.
Oh, I've tried salad recently. I still don't like salads. That's not changing any year soon.
So, video proof that I'm gonna have on the internet now. I like salad now, and I don't like that.
I like salad. I'm dying. I don't have COVID.
Somebody count the amount of times that Conlan Rose has died on stream.
It's been a lot.
In any of our playlists. I want to know the number.
I had a lot of alcohol in it. It really did not help my throat.
Oh yeah, put more poison down you, don't you?
Okay, Paul. Paul, we're gonna get Paul back ever.
Nobody's worrying about Paul. I know exactly where Paul is.
No, Ray had a thought of where is Paul at least once.
Paul's gonna be back in the game by the time this DisasterCast gets on YouTube.
That's weird.
It's a little joke with how slow we've been on putting these disasters.
There's one that's over 2 months old.
It's a month and a half.
We can check. We have this list up. DisasterCast, I think it's 12.
January 31st. It has been a month and
a couple
7 days. Stop.
Or
2 months.
not the worst we.
I'm closer.
It's not the worst we've done. I don't think.
Mm.
I think we've held sessions longer. What were you asking me about rain? You're asking me something about rain, and I've now forgotten what we were talking about. So you're asking my opinion about something. Oh,
No,
it was how Rain's feeling in terms of she can be drinking. We were talking about alcoholism.
Yeah. Well.
What? I do not have alcohol problems. I drink literally only on either. Occasionally, I will drink during the session, and I drink during DisasterCast. This is the only time I actually get drunk at all in my life. Is DisasterCast, and that's just because it's fun. Because then I get more. I think that's fun for the camera. I don't know if it's good for me, but it's fun for the camera. Like all the drunk streams do so well on the internet, so I'm hoping we get picked up as like one of those drunk streams. That's all I want. I can do a drunk stream. I just only can do one of every 2 weeks, so I can totally recover from my hangover for my next one. Tomorrow I'm gonna feel sick all day until session. Like I already know how I'm gonna feel. It happens every time. I have old people hangovers now, where like you wake up and you're like, I guess I'll eat breakfast.
You do it to yourself?
Yeah, for the viewers, for all.
I can't complain.
2 of you.
You know, I really can't complain. This is part of the reason why I lost my weight on Wednesday.
Because you got drunk?
It was on a Wednesday night.
That's too much. I like do weekends.
Yeah.
That's because I'm a fuddy-duddy. I used to do... Brian, do you remember? I used to be the guy who used to be up until like 1 a.m., go to bed for 3 hours, and woke up at 4:30 a.m. to go to work. It's multiple days a week.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that. I did that when I was 19 and 20 because I could.
That was 5 to 6 years ago.
I'm now.
That was 5 to 6 years ago.
I mainly do stay up till 11 to 12 every night and then wake up at 5:30.
I do typically anywhere between 11 and 1.
I can't stay all the way. If I stay up till only time I stay up till 1 is if I'm talking on Discord with one of you guys.
Do you actually fall asleep?
Who, me?
Yeah. Because I know you sometimes had issues falling asleep.
I take melatonin. That's how I sleep.
And it actually helps.
It helps. So my problem is I can't fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Once I'm asleep, I'm fine. I sleep fine as soon as I'm asleep. The problem is my brain is very loud and obnoxious because I am very loud and obnoxious.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't shut up either. So when I'm trying to sleep, my brain, because I'm like, okay, let's think of a different topic. So I can like think of a topic that would make me fall asleep. So I'm like, I say like I'll pick boobs or something like that. And I'm like, that's like endless. Then my brain will like have an anxiety thought randomly about something. Like, did I remember to lock the car? And then I'll like end up start making like lists of what stuff I need to work on the 2 trucks. Or like what projects I'm late on. Or, oh my god, is this DisasterCast need to go up tomorrow? Has Brian done the description? Did I trim it? Did I? And like I go through like lists like that for like a half hour. Then I was thinking about like our D&D characters. Or I'll think about like anxiety about like some random thing I did in 6th grade. And then I do that for about 3 hours. And then eventually I'll fall asleep if I don't take melatonin.
But if you take melatonin,
I'm out. Like I still have the panic thoughts, but I have an out switch.
But it's slowly just fades.
Oh, it's not slow. It's a switch. My brain just goes, okay, off now. Because I know.
How long does it typically take from the time you take melatonin?
From the time I take melatonin for it to kick in, it takes about half an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Because I take the fast release stuff. But then I usually like end up staying up an extra 15 minutes, so like I'm more awake. But usually within 10 minutes of me hitting the pillow, I'm asleep. If I take melatonin. If I don't take melatonin, it's an hour at least. Like sometimes upwards of I don't get to sleep.
Uber driver is here.
Okay, you get the food.
And
I will stop
people.
talking about my sleep. So I'm going to talk about addiction instead. This is going to be a happy stream.
Oh, God.
Since, well, we have several characters with addiction issues. We have, as you guys all know, Jinrash has major addiction issues. He's an alcoholic. And probably has self-harm problems that I don't know if he does or not, but we'll eventually delve into figuring out if he does or not. Then we have Nock, who has issues. We have Kyron, who's addicted to those magic potion things. We have Rain, who has an alcohol problem and a drug addiction issue, though we have not touched on her drug addiction issue yet. But I'm sure we will one day, because it is an interesting little topic. Then we have now Delson is getting addicted to those potions. So addiction's going to be a problem we're going to deal with on stream, in-game, all the time. Why does it feel like I can never get the light correct on this? It feels like now it's like too bright. I don't know. One day I'll have a light. I'm admittedly not using a real light. I'm just turned on a Google page so that way I have something to look at and focus on because ADHD is hard. Brian's taking a really long time to get our food. It's making a lot of time for me to have to make up bullshit. So yes, you guys, if you have been watching, I don't know if you cued into it or not, that some of our characters have problems. Like our wonderful rogue fighter barbarian dealt with a major addiction problem for part of her life. I don't know if I brought it up, but I've definitely done the her drinking too much thing as like subtle hints that she might have a problem. Like after that fight, she got a little too drunk because she has a drinking problem. She has a tendency to do randomly solve problems with alcohol. Like she'll start doing shots at the bar and stuff just to not deal with her problems properly. In the session 0, she got sloshed as fuck because she wanted to win a drinking competition because she's a competitive person and an alcoholic and thinks that she can drink someone under the table. And she almost did, and then she didn't. And she got very drunk and dangerously got in a massive fight with a whole bunch of other. Oh my god, there's so many bad. Shut the fuck up!
No technology talking when we don't tell you to talk.
Yeah. And it's like we can yell, Alexa, say something. Well, you're a useless bitch. I have no clue if she actually worked. I think I might have unplugged Alexa. So I just yelled at her for no reason.
I forgot when I had Alexa. Oh, I think Alexa was useful.
You had an Alexa.
I
when your
recently
ex
have been
had an
talking.
ex-
Yeah,
Alexa. I don't think you ever owned one yourself.
I know, but like living with one.
I understand.
I now have recently had a Google Dot or what the fuck is a small Google called? Home?
Fuck, I don't fucking know. Some stupid. Takes 20 seconds for it to catch up.
Oh, so it's going right now.
It will. I'm not have us live. I just want to check what it says for how long we were streaming before it died. 37 minutes. Okay, so it only died like 10 minutes ago. So they've only lost like 10 minutes of content. Okay, now we can transition to us. Oh, you probably heard me talking that entire time because I didn't turn off the mic.
We only lost a minute. We started at 10:45 and 37 minutes, so 11:15.
Okay, so it just died. So it just died when we went to check.
Literally only lost.
Wow, we are so.
We on that. The second we
that is no, but that was luck. That was not on purpose. That can be like us being vigilant.
199 views. Wait, what? It says 0 minutes and 0 seconds.
It says it's unstable. Am I having internet issues?
Maybe. Is it because that one wire that's dangling outside?
No.
There's a wire that isn't connected.
It just dropped for a second. Well, no, it's just the old phone line that went to the house. It just regained stability. It'll be fine. We're not dropping frames. That's all that matters. It could be unwatchable. Who knows? I don't give a shit.
Well,
we're back.
Now you have to. Now you're gonna have to combine 2 videos. It's your favorite when editing videos up.
I really hate when it happens with DisasterCast because it's so like fucking frustrating.
Why is it frustrating?
Because I don't care about DisasterCast as much. I care about the sessions.
I'm editing this just for content.
Yeah, I'm doing this just for fucking spam content, man. So this feels less worthwhile.
Mm-hmm.
What were we talking about before we realized the stream was dead? We were talking about addiction. Then we talked about
Eyeless, and you guys talking about.
Oh yeah, you were talking about the previous stream.
Yeah, and you guys talking about things, and me saying that you guys wanted a lore book and things like that.
Really badly.
Everything that I do right now on my computer and digitalize, I'll make a Google Doc other than like my session specific thing. Secrets.
No, we just want basic things like things that any character would probably know, or at least be able to look up within 15 minutes of getting to a library.
And then you guys need to keep your own individual notes about your own character's knowledge. I'm not keeping a record of character knowledge.
I understand. That's why sometimes it's just roll for history checks, because it's like, I think Rain knows about this. I don't remember if I wrote it down or not.
Mm-hmm. And
I got high rolls on them anyways.
Another thing I liked that I saw in your DisasterCast with Vicky, you guys were talking about what was it? Vicky asked you a personal question like towards Rain that she said was she actually wrote down.
Yeah.
About how you've been open about just leaving people behind, abandoning them, but you haven't yet for Seabreeze. It was interesting. You were just like,
Yep.
you feel partially responsible because of what went on.
Yeah.
He was going off to do stuff on his own, and you were just like, I just don't do anything too stupid or too reckless or something.
Yeah. She feels a little responsible about this.
You didn't tell him to go off. You just allowed it.
Yeah. I don't know.
No matter the fact that you allowed Seabreeze to do Seabreeze.
I had an option to tell him no, and I chose not to, so she feels a little responsible with that. Also, she honestly doesn't want Seabreeze not in her, like, immediate, like, she's at least slightly aware what the fuck he's doing.
Why does she think if she's outside of her view, he's going to do something that will harm Zista?
Yeah. Until he's in jail, she wants to be watching him.
So was she on edge when the group split so you can go to the Martathas's?
No, because there are people with him.
Yeah, and then he broke off on his own.
She didn't know that, though.
They mentioned it now.
No, now. So now she was probably, she afterwards was like, fuck. But, like,
and he did get some information.
I know. But there's nothing that she didn't know that was happening, so she didn't worry at the time. Like, she knew he was disappearing. And she's like, oh, now I'm going to go out on my own. Then she'd be like, I don't think you should go by yourself. I don't. But she didn't know that.
Yeah.
But she just worries because, like, some of the stuff that he said about, like, throwing the chaos fragments off, literally calling his god evil to our face. Elemental evil, Rain.
Well, that's not good.
That's ominous. And then
he was so upfront about himself.
He was. That's why we gotta give him that. Like, he was dead honest the whole time.
Oh yeah, I have some elemental evil patron that I do its bidding for. Right?
Yeah. So
such a weird characters that Callum makes. It's always so great.
They're wonderful. That's goes under why Rain now wants to supervise him.
Do you think he could ever betray his patron? Would she count on him betraying his patron in a moment like needed?
She doesn't count on him at all to do that. She thinks he's too brainwashed right now. She thinks maybe he'd do it for Andy because he sees that they're getting very close.
Mm-hmm.
But she doesn't think he would do it for her. Which she admittedly also to herself believes that she's done nothing to deserve his trust. And she's like, there's no reason for me to try to right now. I don't trust him. So why would I build his trust of me? Like, she just feels like a general distrust towards him because of his patron. And the worry that he's going to do something like knock the city out of the fucking sky into the fucking crater or something.
Is that
crazy.
What you think it's going to do?
No, but like, she's thinking of like, her brain's like, you know, your brain gives like normal rational problems, and your brain gives you a couple like real extra ones. Like, that was on the list of like the real extra ones that her brain has come up with. It's like, what if fucking the city falls down? She's like, that would be bad. My basic understanding of falling, a whole city? Oof.
That's a lot of fall damage.
She's like, I've fallen down a staircase before.
I don't think 20d6 is going to do it.
Yeah, that's a lot of weight. But it's not the fall that gets you. It's the sudden stop at the bottom.
There would be some people who survived that, and it would be purely circumstantial to where they were, what could be possibly like cushioning their fall. That would be an interesting, like, alternate universe. Who knows? That could happen. I gotta keep the surprises of the gala still a secret. Hello, Facebook Messenger.
Oh, that was Casey's computer. Okay. I forgot that she's plugged into the speakers behind my computer because we were watching a show to each other. Yeah. But Rain is worried that evil patron going to do evil thing to Zista and kill a whole bunch of people. Especially after seeing the storm clouds and stuff, and she's kind of blaming it on the evil patron at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, it's Storm Patron, giant Storm Elementals. I'm gonna go with these are related. I'm gonna file this under probably, not a coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
So she sees the power that Patron can unveil already, and is like, that's a problem.
There's a lot of
deities. This person is poor Rain, the person who cares the least about gods and deities, and just showed up near her left and right.
Fate's favor, Eyeless. Then after that, oh my god, the Elemental Evil, and then all these interesting family names and things like that dropping too. There's a lot of different ones.
You know what's interesting?
Oh yeah, and then Seabreeze says that there is another god walking amongst the city right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's 4 interactions with like big level characters, or at least like acknowledgments of them in a short period of time.
Yep, and when news of Bracket gets to the city,
while also meeting the Liberator and the Queen at a distance. Continue about Bracket.
No, but she met the Queen before earlier in her life.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like,
that wasn't
this reintroduction.
Okay, yeah, that's a better way to phrase it. Is reintroduction and her.
Because she thought it was the first time meeting the Queen, but then from watching it, she realized it wasn't.
Well, because in her head, you know how like if you think of someone's face and like you visualize like how you always see them. Like I have this like a picture on Asia's Instagram where she's smiling really big. Like that's what my brain like thinks Asia. It thinks of that picture.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So like when you see a picture, I see a picture of her frumpy or something like that. Like my brain's like, no, Asia needs to be happy. No, how dare Asia be frumpy?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like a moment for that was the Rain's only seen the Queen happy. Rain's memories of the Queen in her head, like if she were to visualize the Queen, she doesn't know where she has that visual from. Like she doesn't get context until she sees whenever she sees like paintings of the Queen, she's like, why does she seem so serious?
She was not.
It's not how she sees the Queen.
Mm-hmm.
Because she sees the Queen as a caretaker and as someone who's like played like Catch the Child and like that's the kind of memories Rain has of the Queen. Not the memories anyone else in the fucking city would have. Just memories that someone very like that's family was close to the Queen would have of the Queen playing like dollies with her and smiling and laughing and having a great time not being a queen. Taking a break by just hanging out with a child.
Like, wait, you're the Queen. That's what Rain's seeing now.
Yeah, and then she sees her so serious. So, like, serious about her job, about the Turkisis 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, all this, like, serious talk, and Rain's like, I don't remember her being that serious. I remember her smiling. She remembers her eyes being bright. She probably can see just, like, the dead tone in the Queen's eyes were just reading out announcements, because, like, she has to.
She puts on a show.
I understand she does, because she's a... But you can... Even if you put on a show, you can see the dead behind someone's eyes when they're just doing the show because they have to.
They've been doing it for quite a long time.
Yeah. So, she's like, hey, we're doing it again.
Yeah. But this moment, though, that moment you saw her at was her doing an announcement for something she's been waiting for a while.
That's true. There's a little bit of excitement in her eyes.
Misfortune, the Turkish 7. It was the fortune of the 7th, I think it was called.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. It's in my notes somewhere.
That's all that matters. You wrote it down.
So one day, it'll be within my Control F searchability.
Which will be nice.
Mm-hmm. Because, funny thing is, what?
No, making sure we were still alive.
Oh, shouldn't we put it back up?
Yeah, I should. That's on me.
Another way we have to tell is
Casey's
over here.
I know. I should put it back up with the chat and everything. Mm-hmm. I realized that. Yeah. So the Rain's in a wolf, and like because of that and everything that's happened in the past, 2 days since you met? Was it a day ago? She met the Queen again.
Day and a half at this point.
Like that was a turning point in her life.
Mm-hmm.
Because before that, she didn't give a shit. She wanted to go to the gala for funsies. She wasn't thinking about who her parents were yet. Like that allowed the snowball to begin rolling down the hill. You know?
Yeah.
She looked at the queen. She looked at the people around the queen. She looked where she was standing. She looked back at the queen, and her brain went, wrong.
This is not how it's supposed to be.
I'm not. Why am I in the crowd? I'm not supposed to be standing in the crowd. I'm supposed to be on the stage.
You have fantasized about this for a long time.
I have. I have to go help Casey. I just realized I have not answered her call. I'll be back.
Okay.
Yes, she wants to answer her. Rain wants to answer the call. Answer the what she was born to be.
And then there was one again. But yeah, it's interesting for me writing right now. Everything back up on a digital content because it's making me revisit things that I've already done in the past. I'm actually planning. I want to write it from the beginning back to where we are again, but that would include writing all of the Misfit Warriors as well. And that's a lot of content to just type up. It would be nice though for the chart of 1,000 items that I do because I can just control search the number that they rolled. And that would be convenient. But, you know, that'll come one day. There's other things that you need to do. There's other things you need to do to live in the moment and have new experiences and things like that. So writing things in my own fictional world, it's helps. It's good, but I gotta back burner it. Sometimes I gotta try to do some things. Try to do new things, meet new people, and do things worth recording. That's what I'm trying to do a little bit. But it's still important to me what I'm doing here with Nat Disaster. It's a big step for me, having to write my own world. And it's definitely something that has been challenging to keep up with, even with the little reward that we've really had. There has been much from what we've done. But it's good to see my friends' reactions and things like that. See people outside of this group how they react. Some of them have watched. Ethan has watched. Kate has watched. London has watched. Jeremy has watched. People like that. It's interesting to see what they think of, even if they're not really engraved in the story. My whole goal in life, I want to make sure people read or view things that I've created, things that help them escape, things that pique their interest, worlds and places to escape to. It's nice going to a fictional world and trying to record down all the details and figure out and solve the mysteries. Think about possibilities if this would happen and this might happen. A multitude of multiverses. So I want somebody to enjoy and fantasize about the worlds I make. It sucks that I don't really have too much time to read other people's worlds now, but it's a big responsibility to try to run a world. Were you singing as you came down the stairs?
Yeah, it wasn't really a song. It was more just notes in a frantic order. What were you talking about? What were we talking about?
No, you don't know what I was talking about. You'll have to watch the DisasterCast to see what I was talking about.
Doing you have secrets? Did you hide secrets?
Ooh.
A little tidbit of secrets and just knocked over fucking everything. What were we talking about before that?
I don't remember exactly.
Talking about rain. It's always about rain.
That's what you love talking about the most.
It's a very important character to me. Oh, we were talking about her wanting to take her place.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing the queen made her realize where her place was supposed to be.
What are her intentions with The Liberator. Weren't you gonna want to see her tonight?
Which
Now it's midnight.
it's not feasible at this point. It's way too late because Rain knows how important tomorrow is. There's no way she's gonna risk exhaustion.
You could just have a late morning.
That is true, but it depends when we finish this. I worry this will take at least another hour, and if it's 1 a.m., Rain's going to bed. Because nothing good happens after that point. That's always when you end up drinking too much. And you...
false. Nothing good happens after 2 a.m. How I Met Your Mother.
I know, but the key is you'll travel to the bar by 2 a.m., and then the choices go downhill very quickly from that point on when you take your first shot at 2 a.m.
Ooh, we're not sleeping tonight.
Yeah, that's when the choice has been made. We're going to bed tomorrow. We're going to bed...
I can see the light coming up from over the mountains.
And you're still like, and you're just coming off the heavy buzz, and you're kind of wandering. I guess today begins now. Let's go get some coffee. And know what? I really don't want that to happen, because that's what she would do, because she's not mentally in a good state of mind today. Because she has not dealt with any of her inner head problems.
Mm-hmm. She was planning to release out a lot of that stuff this night if shit didn't hit the fan.
She was planning to go dance on the dance floor mindlessly, like...
Meet a cute boy.
Yeah, maybe she'd meet a cute boy. I think she was just gonna she'd probably flirt with a cute boy, maybe make out, but she was only gonna stay on the dance floor like an hour and a half. And then she was gonna just go have a couple drinks in the booth, and she was gonna go home.
But this is a story. It can't be as simple as that.
You're correct, and I hoped it would be as simple as that, because besides that, there'd also be some, like, I'm sure eventually Andy would have been like, why aren't you dancing? Because that's who Andy is.
And would have had a interaction.
And that would have been the more heart-to-heart interaction of why Rain doesn't want to dance anymore.
Instead, Rain needs to become this leader and save Seabreeze. Again.
Yeah, it has to be said like that. And save Seabreeze. Again. It's not even like it's been a different day. It's not...
Every single night, you guys have had a big battle thing. And the death battle, Seabreeze got knocked out unconscious pretty quickly. The Eye of All, he got knocked unconscious and died.
Yeah. He got dead
several times.
That was a hard short time.
Now, he got kidnapped and gassed. Every single night, he has gone unconscious to a degree.
It's always been.
2 nights in a row of side quests related to him and his activities. The plot is driven by Seabreeze a lot of the time.
No, the stuff we get into is driven by Seabreeze. I don't think he drives the plot, technically. I think he accidentally makes plot that wasn't ever supposed to be there.
None of this arc was supposed to happen.
I know!
In Forgotten Stories.
He wants to go there!
I love that you guys actually found a way to circumvent the problem. You're like, finding all the towers, that sounds like a fucking lot of work. Andy!
How long
down there?
Yeah! What did you think we were going to go try and do all the towers? Take it. Rain did the math. She's like, it's in fact, it took a half an hour to take this one, and I know this space is very fucking large. It will take us at least an hour and a half to find each additional tower. It will be tomorrow by the time we figure this out.
We either don't sleep, find a way around this, or hope to God Seabreeze survives.
That was literally her options. I didn't voice them out loud because no one asked. Everyone's like, I don't like any of those. Those are all really poor options. And she was weighing heavily on the, let's just let the guard deal with this and hope Seabreeze is fine. That one took the least effort, was the least likely to get them in trouble, was the least likely to get them dead. And she's like, we'll just get our way out of here.
Seabreeze shows up with a fine. He's like, I got a fine for trespassing when I got kidnapped.
Yeah. Rain's like, that sounds like the most God thing I've ever heard in my life. They rescued you from being kidnapped, and they fined you for it.
Trespassing. You're never right.
That would actually be the first time anyone would get Rain to laugh out loud. She would be snickering, and everyone would be like, "Is she laughing?" Like, she would be snickering because that's the funniest thing.
That is pretty stupid.
she's like, of all the things I've heard the guard do, that's like up on the top tier bullshit list.
Kill me on stream.
Like,
Oh my
that's the
God.
dumbest thing. Imagine being kidnapped and then you got a fine because you're kidnapped, Brian. Like, they saved you, but afterwards, like, this is a $1,500 fine for walking to a building you weren't supposed to be in. And you're like, I choose to be here.
Holy fuck. Okay, that was hilarious.
I hope others enjoy that one day. I hope one day you guys watching us, you see that and you laugh your fucking ass off. Because imagine that. Imagine being kidnapped and having to pay a fine.
Medieval wizard. They sure to be $100.
Rain's like, honestly, that's cheaper than I thought it was going to be.
I don't know why I find that hilarious, but that is the most funny thing I've heard or thought of in a goddamn while.
I think
that's some toony cartoon fictional world bullshit right there.
I'm fine for being kidnapped. That's something that would only happen in like Disenchantment or like any one of those fantasy shows.
Sokka would have said
yeah, so I'm like, oh God. Yeah, he'd be told by someone who's like, I got a fine for being kidnapped. So I was like, what the fuck?
I feel like that's something that he would have gotten himself into.
Well, that's some back ass word bullshit.
Oh, speaking of, do you hear about Avatar Studios?
Uh-huh. Oh, what was
that? Can you do it?
Oh, in my mouth.
Doritos, sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear about Avatar Studios?
Yes, I did. I'm quite excited. I'm sorry. I'm trying to finish my bag of Doritos. There's only a couple left.
I find it so curious that they're doing the Avatar live action without the original creators because they dropped out. But the original creators are now being sponsored by Nickelodeon, who took them off because of Legend of Korra.
Yeah, but now they're being more inclusive. So, no, I think what they did was, I think they founded the LLC for the Avatar Studios because they own they own all the trademarks and stuff. And then they came to Nickelodeon and said, hey, you know how like Legend of Korra's done super well on like being rewatched now in the past?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how like Avatar is like was the most watched show on Netflix when it came out for like weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to make more crazy content like that and maybe make Nickelodeon last some more time?
Maybe Nickelodeon will, not die out.
Yeah, I think that was they were giving them an offer. Do you want some really high quality fucking content?
They're just sipping tea. We could save you.
That's all on you, but we are in charge. I think by coming in as a studio instead of being owned by Nickelodeon directly, they gives them a lot more contract like choices to say, no, this is our studio's choice.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just choose, or we can just bring the show somewhere else. We'll call CBS. They'll say yes. We'll call any of them. And to own the Avatar franchise? Yes.
Yeah, it built pretty big. It really did.
They're still making comics.
It's basically
one came out this month.
Would you say it's gotten to the hype of Harry Potter level?
No.
Because people are just like identify their Hogwarts house. People are saying their element.
Yeah, but that's just because it's easy for things to choose.
That's what the house is.
No. But still, I'm just saying, it's easy. Both of them are because they're easy to choose. Is why they got those ideas got popular. Because it's less things than zodiac signs. That's 12 things. Less things than like factions and like say Star Wars, and stuff like that, or like factions in like Star Trek or Stargate, where like there's tons of factions and like how can you ever sort them all? Well, 4 is fucking easy, mate.
Rock, fire, water, air.
Yeah, or Gryffindor, Slytherin, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw. Like, those are fucking easy to sort shit into that. I missed the trash can completely. As far as I could have seen that in the stream, it just went past.
Congratulations, you failed.
Oh wait, we get to watch it. Got to rewatch that epic fail.
It wasn't a Nat 1, but it was low.
It was probably like
that was Bracket trying to pull off some dexterous shit.
Oh, that was him trying to impress a girl.
Oh, sorry. I hit things hard.
I don't throw them. Well, I do throw swords, but it's more of a strength thing. I'm kind of just clobbering you with a sword.
I do throw swords. I'm not supposed to, but I do.
You let me do that. You let that exist that Bracket's allowed to throw them. You're like, I guess. And then I killed that
million swords.
Then I fucking murdered that fucking goblin. And you're like, okay, that was funny as fuck. Because you just cut him out of a tree.
You just threw a sword at them to decapitate them. Oh my god, that was a good fight.
That was a funny fight.
I
missed twice before I hit him.
That was a hilarious fight because that came after the Warriors Rest arc, which as soon as you guys finished that, you're like, okay, all right, I guess we can relax a little bit. And then Damien Darkcross happened, and you're all like, what the fuck?
Yeah, am I not allowed to relax? Is that not allowed?
And then you had one good night's sleep, and you woke up to a goblin attack. Something easy we know we can kill. All right.
That's not when I killed the goblins in the tree. Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right, it was.
Before Nox Tribe, where Jinrash burnt down a quarter of the forest.
I thought I did that during the Nox Tribe thing.
No, the goblin fight was before that.
Okay. Okay.
It was in the trees around the campfire.
Oh, no, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
And Nox's father came to help out in the fight.
I know. I think those two fights have just accidentally merged in my brain.
Why?
Because they were like a session apart from each other, and I guess my brain. We've also done a lot of combat, so they were very similar maps. I think
I was very good at least a combat every session when we did in-person sessions.
We did, but as a person who doesn't care, like me and Vicky don't care about combat.
Mm-hmm.
We do build combat-centric characters in terms of how good their combat abilities are, but like that's more just because our characters would do that. But me and Vicky just want to play role-playing games for like 30 hours. If you chose to, you could run a me and Vicky like session for any of our characters for like this is gonna be our only marathon session. No one else wants to join us. Which, to be honest, is not unreasonable. Brian is sitting there is like, I'm probably gonna lose my mind. And me and Vicky is having the greatest time ever.
Hey, gotta make sure I please everybody, and I also do like combat.
I know you
D&D.
do. I like combat more as Bracket than I do as Rain.
Mm-hmm.
That's also because Rain's not even though she has great abilities as a combatant, she's not a person who cares about fighting things unless she has to.
Mm-hmm.
Like a brawl breaks out in the tavern she's in, and she has to leave. She's gonna have to fight her way out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she did, and then threw a goblin across the fucking room.
You love that session 0 so much.
It was the funniest thing! She fucking just stunks a goblin with her fucking heel, twists it as he's like, ah! And she shoots her with a crossbow. And then she's like, fucking hell! And she just flings him across the room. It was so
I am best friends with a murderer, just so everybody knows.
Only both my characters are murderers. Greg's not a murderer, he's a coward. He's the only one.
Okay, so
Rain would kill someone, no questions asked. And Bracket does kill people. He does ask questions, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's like, was it okay I killed them? I don't want to piss off my god too bad.
Greg is just like, why? Why are we here?
Why are we fighting things? Why is he stabbing him? Oh god!
Why do I keep getting involved in these situations?
Yeah, that's Greg's opinion of it.
Mm-hmm.
Rain's like, I didn't want this to happen, but...
I miss seeing you play Greg in combat, which is basically run away from everything or hide in a corner and take pot shots.
That's all he does. Like, Rain also does that too when she doesn't want to be involved in the combat. Mm-hmm. Like when the Bone Naga popped up and she's like, I think I can ride this one out if I don't ever get seen. If everyone else gets fucking obliterated, I'm just gonna let it get bored. I'm gonna walk out the fucking back exit. Like, that was her plan. If everyone got annihilated, she's like, well, everyone's dead. I'm out. So she's gonna keep taking pot shots so she couldn't be seen.
One of my favorite things as a DM is you guys overestimating an enemy I'm throwing at you. Like the bone nugget, you guys are like, oh, we're dicked. Oh, with the dretches, oh, we're dicked. And I'm just like,
there were 6 of them, so we were worried. I did not know what like level statting you gave them.
mm-hmm.
You could have made them like harder if you wanted to.
Funny thing is, I didn't realize this till after I played them as medium, almost fairly large creatures. They're medium, but like on the bigger side. I read the monster sheet and it says small creatures. They're supposed to be halfling sized.
Really wrong. Never close.
But yeah, so these ones were specially mutated bigger. Sure.
We have headcanon. Fucking. It's just an oops.
Whoopsie doopsie.
Yeah, we didn't know what level they were gonna be, and there's 6 of them, and there's 3 of us, and one of us wasn't in great shape.
Serenity got fucked up in the past couple sessions.
She got really fucked up the fucking last one with the fucking dredges. They kicked the shit out of her.
Delson has not been. Oh, sorry, it's getting late. Delson has not been hurt really. He lost 2 hit points.
Yeah, Rain lost a decent amount, but like Rain. What's cool is even though we don't have a healer, Rain totally just be like, well, we're fine now, because she is the fucking
second wind.
Yeah, second wind, so she can just be, you know.
It's basically like an extra fighter hit die, basically.
Yeah, it's just that you can use whenever,
mm-hmm.
and you get back every short rest, so it's a little broken.
Just a little bit.
Because that means you can just spam the short rest thing to keep gaining back, like, up to 11 hit points.
There's not a limit on short rests.
Yeah.
It's just,
takes
a
an
short
hour.
rest limits you.
Yeah, it limits you and it takes an hour.
Yeah.
So, like, you only can do so many in a day. But that's just because how math works. That means imagine you, like...
That's how I imagine the second wind.
No, that's how it works. It's, like, you get another hit and you're like... You steady... It's taking a moment as a fighter to center yourself. And be like... Okay, that didn't hurt as much as I thought it did. Yeah, like, that's how I imagine it. So you just took damage, and you breathe in, and you go... Okay.
That's one way to interpret it.
Yeah, but I imagine it as centering yourself and being like, I'm fine.
So what do you think, or where does your imagination go towards what is beyond this fog that you're walking into currently?
I'm waiting for it to be so just a normal fucking crazy wizard workshop that, like, it's just like, you have a lot of extra to get into a normal fucking room. Or there's gonna be, like, traps and stuff. I don't know. I'm not very sure. Rain's worried there's traps.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Delson's going first. She likes Delson a lot as, like, a friend. But, like, rather hear him go, as he's ripped in half, and her be like, oh, we shouldn't walk forward.
Delson, walk with your echo ahead of us.
Yeah, you probably should say that. That'd be smart.
You guys have already walked into the fog, so he can do it now. However, you guys have already stepped in.
Yeah, I know.
And Andy's held his breath.
It doesn't matter. He doesn't need to breathe. Like, it's not even like real. It's just more like... And then part of his brain goes, why did you breathe in? It don't even fucking matter.
Or like 10 minutes later, he's like, oh shit, I haven't breathed in 10 minutes. Fuck. Oh yeah. I don't have to do that, but it feels weird when I don't.
Yeah. Imagine he just focuses a little too hard. And then his brain, like, some part of his brain goes, wait, breathing, we're supposed to do that.
That's why one of my favorite things in Doctor Who is related to that. When they brought a certain character back to life by pausing them in their last moment before they died and extracting them from there, their heart wasn't beating anymore, and breathing was just a habit. So they effectively were immortal as long as they returned back to the moment of their death.
Eventually.
Yes.
Interesting. That sounds like some freaked out shit Xylia would do. But, like, put you on a different plane of existence for funsies, because she's that kind of person.
You're going to exist there for, yes, indefinitely.
But eventually you have to come back to your death when that fucking boulder smashes your face in.
Enjoy eternity.
Because she's sadistic enough. Because she's chaotic good.
Map out what you see on the way, okay? Okay, bye.
You have assignments. I'll check back in. I don't know. Because of time. Time is relative. Bracket's gonna make jokes like that. And then he's gonna make one to his fucking goddess. And she's like, I beg of you, please. I wish I did more to wipe your memory better.
Bracket as a paladin is fucking hilarious.
I love Bracket so much. He's wonderful.
He's just not what you would expect out of a paladin.
No,
but also he fakes it so well that he's gotten multiple people to be like, you should join the Zista Guard. You would be a great Nialchi care soldier.
Yeah, he keeps getting these little things that but when he's with his friends away from everyone else, he's such a goofy person, and he's a moron, and he has plans, but they're probably not great.
He understands authority too and everything.
Because he's good speaking respectfully. I don't know where he learned that, but at one point he must have learned that to respect. He has a deep respect for authority, but it's also because he's just smart enough to be like, you don't want authority to be pissed at you, because then it's harder to get stuff done. Oh, work. Freaked out for some reason. What was I saying? So yeah. Oh man, what were we saying? Besides playing Bracket is interesting because he respects authority. Blah 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 blah. But we were saying something before then.
Was it about Rain?
No, I don't think so this time. But I can turn it back to Rain. I can talk about her all day. I was gonna talk about Bracket. I love that boy. Love my boy. Translate.
Ooh, it's fucking gone.
Oh, well, we've reached that mark where hour 15 minutes in, when we get near that point is when we both probably get hit by whatever we've done. For me, drinking and a little stony. I think the edible hit. So I'm a little more spacey than I was before.
You want to just relax for the rest of the night and then plan for tomorrow's session?
In a second. Let's make it a full hour and a half. We're almost there.
Okay, well,
it's only 15 minutes.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about why I want the Rain emotional thing to happen in game.
Okay.
I know this is copying out role playing by talking about role play before it happens, but it'll still be organic. It's just thoughts I have about it. Rain's not okay right now. She's really stressed. Because she's also excited. She's stressed, she's excited, she's worried, she's panicked, she's feeling a million emotions at once. And right now she has to ignore those and be like, ignore those problems. I'm going to go deal with dumbass.
Which one?
Yeah. She knows which one.
Now that would be Delson if you're which one?
The one we're currently looking for. The one we're currently...
Paul, Andy, or Seabreeze.
We're not technically looking for Paul. I can care less where he is. It is quite irrelevant.
Paul shows back up. Rain would just be like, Paul, where were you? Yeah. I don't care. Come on.
Where are you? Was it important? No, what? I don't care. Here's a notebook. Fill it out.
Your patron didn't have you do any weird shit? Oh, you were normal? She's fucking weird. All right. How'd that go?
She'd give him
any important, relevant information for our current predicament? No? Okay. Follow along.
She'd give him a notebook. Anything relevant, write in the book, and then she'll read it.
Colored pencil, too, one of the ugly colored ones.
Puke green colored pencil for him to doodle. Yeah, Rain's a lot of everything right now, and I think it needs to come out because she's excited because she's going to this gala as Rain. She's not originally she was gonna have to disguise herself.
I have to go pee. I'll be right back. Okay. Talk to the people about this.
Oh man, I really wanted to bounce it off you. That was the goal.
Well, spitball it for a few minutes.
Okay, so She's excited to go to this gala. She gets to be her in front of all these important people that she wants to get to know and whatnot. And she wants to figure out who they are so that way she can figure out who she is because, she doesn't know who she is. She's also worried about the fact that she has to, actually do the heist, especially when she wants to be very public and be in a very public place, and be Rain. And she also still has to do that heist, and she doesn't want to fail the Liberator. She doesn't want, even though she's going to lie to the Beator Shadow, she wants to get that done so she doesn't have any debts to them. Then she wants to make sure she has no debts to the Liberator, so that way she at least can live with those things. But she knows Beator Shadow eventually will be pissed off at her, so that's in the back of her head. She's worried that if they all fail, she dies, and Rain fears death a lot. She's worried about lots of things. She's worried that all could go bad, all could go good, all could be, who knows. She has a million scenarios in her head, and she's going through them all, and she just does not know what to do with it at all. But she is happy she's going to get to be her. To just be herself, not have to fake it like she does normally. She normally fakes it for everyone. And that's something she would talk to Andy about, is how the fact she's faked it for her whole life. Which almost makes it real, right? I don't know. Bryan needs to come back so I can ask him that question, but it's taking too long to pee, little bitch. But it'd be things like that. It's hard to say exactly how, she's feeling so many things that it's hard to explain. But she's excited to go be herself. And also I wonder if Andy's gonna ask, are you and Dawson dating? And Ryan's like, no, it's a play. So that way we can make it work in the gala as a couple without raising suspicions. Also, it may be politically advantageous for us to fake being together for a couple more months. She's something like that. My voice is fucked up, so I can't do Rain's voice very well right now. But I just want to have a good conversation with Andy or Delson. Delson's a good person. Maybe Rain will talk about his scars. And she'll talk about some other stuff I recently wrote about her past. Maybe so much it's possible. And I want that emotional moment. We might not get it this session. Probably will. Well, actually, I think this session we'll get to the next day. Which also officially means Andrew and Maines have won metal dice, which they have to pick metal dice together as a group. So that way they get their free metal dice from us. Sad. So in other news, Bryan may say this when he comes back. He's taking a very long time. He might be dead by the time. We might all be dead by the time he gets back. It looks like he's commissioning one of our friends to do some chibi drawings of the Lucky Sink group, and I'm gonna try and ask one of us to try and do a Lucky Sink design. It's probably gonna be like a coin design, so that way we have official design for the Lucky Sink. Yeah. I had to trail off to a different subject. But now bouncing off of you, I actually want to bounce off of you. So Rain's kind of a little emotional right now.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where she's also vulnerable. It'd be a good time. Vulnerable. I can speak English.
Good words.
Good word. I good at B words.
He's got the bigly words.
I got the bigliest of words.
Thank God.
He's suing the GOP for using his name. He sent them a cease and desist. I don't even know what his plan is with that. I saw that one. He is crazier than I thought. It gets more impressive every time.
What's this thing about this week where people... Apparently, my operator at work was telling me that there's genuinely people out there who believe Joe Biden is Donald Trump in disguise. Like everything is just a fake thing, and that Donald Trump was going to be declared the actual true president one of these days this week. And it was the big thing that was getting talked about. How delusional.
That's what.
Like,
It's bad, Brian. Let's not get into politics. It'll just make us want to blow our brains out, and we
just
don't
like
need to do
the
that.
Tony Stark, just like, iconic meme right there. Just fucking love Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Following the steps back.
Yep, following the steps back.
Mm-hmm.
Rain might be vulnerable enough for if Andy prodded about her scars, she might give an answer.
Mm-hmm. Are you just letting Vicky try to like?
I want Vicky to poke at that because Delson's not gonna poke. I think he eventually will, but he's a person who doesn't like to be the one to stir stuff.
Maybe you talk beauty standards with Serenity.
I don't know. Rain has pretty high standards. She just isn't gonna solve the scars. She could go pay like a healer to fix her face.
Serenity. That would be interesting to have a conversation in that regards with Serenity. You guys have you have no connection to Serenity.
No.
None
Rain
at all.
Rain very early on decides Serenity is a perfect culprit that has no connections to anyone important that I can sell out.
Or
She's
expendable.
That's Rain essentially in her mind has set her as useful but expendable. Is essentially how she's rated in her mind.
Does Bryan know that?
I think I kind of talked to him about it, but I don't think he knows how heavily I like. Rain's just like, I don't give a shit.
Hey, Bryan, I love you, but I will kill your character in a heartbeat.
Zero regard, and I feel like I also because Bryan.
I'll feel bad for you, not for Serenity.
I think it's because Bryan, like when he first made Serenity, didn't give a fuck. It made me have no deep connection for the character like he has for his other two characters. Like, he is excited to play Briar. And he's loved playing Briar. And he loves being Jin Rash. So, like, I could feel horrible causing harm to either one of those characters. He's given me nothing to care about Serenity. Even when he tries to characterize her, I'm just like, I honestly don't care.
I just like having sex, and I'm very touchy-feely.
Maybe it's just there's some kind of...
It does lead for some very interesting moments. I will admit that.
It is very funny. I laugh. Rain does not find it funny.
He's a bard who's researched
sex.
I mean...
is the most Brian Maines goddamn fucking character ever. I'm a sloot whose job is to be a sloot. For funsies, I sleep with anyone and everything.
He gets a lot of money, he really does.
I know.
And he's a rogue, so he's probably killed people. He's probably like slept with people and killed them before.
Oh, absolutely.
He's not an assassin rogue, but ooh, he has...
Oh, I have this horrifying feeling of who Rain is, person that she would like be sleeping with a person and then stab them as she's finishing. And to be like, okay, well that's dealt with. In their own bed and leave. She's a sadistic human being, Brian.
That's just...
horrible, right?
Yeah. Why would you even think of that?
Because I have deep issues somewhere in my brain that we've never even begun to...
These!
The pandemic to hurry up so that way I can go see a shrink.
Someone's mind! I'm gonna stab someone while they're coming and I'm fucking them.
No, well, she's coming, so at least she gets to finish off. Was that too much for you, Brian? What do I get an informant? She just need to get information from them, and they happen to be hot. I'm fucked up. Okay, I guess I'm real weird.
I'm just more curious. Okay, my voice got very high there.
Oh yeah, it did.
I'm just more curious on where does this become a thought?
I have no clue. It randomly showed up in my brain one day.
You talked about earlier how your brain just goes off and off and off and off.
Yeah, it's probably one of those.
There's no stopping point?
Oh no, I think it's weird.
You need to develop a button.
Is that what to stop it? I try to sometimes, but sometimes the thought just finishes. I go, huh.
Just when that weird thought comes in, just no! No!
Sometimes you don't realize how weird the thought is until, like, it's almost done. Like, because the thought's like, oh, Rain's fucking someone. And then, like, the thought of, like, huh. Well, if they're an informant and like she was sleeping with them just to get the information, and they finished off giving out the information, she's like, "I'm sorry, but you're also a target, so you get to die now."
It's in a way there's
She gets paid to kill people sometimes.
okay, side note, there's a character in the Call of Duty Zombies universe in Shadows of Evil map where in the intros it shows her she's a singer in the 1920s, and there's a journalist who was like giving out news about possibly like threats of giving out pictures of her or trashing her reputation. So she goes over and she sleeps with him, and she grabs a pair of scissors and just stabs him to death in the middle
Okay, I
of
might have seen that scene, and I think that scene has just been playing into like I think Rain would do that.
it.
Rain's fucked up.
Just all right. Well, you can ruin my reputation. Shh, I
Like
can't ruin it now.
like Rain's the kind of person who like she at least like if they're hot, she'd be like at least it's worth finishing like having sex with them, right?
Tell the world what you told me earlier about cure wounds.
Oh, I'm a monster. I want to ruin the cure wounds spell. Okay. Setup. You have a suspect, or maybe you know they're a criminal, but you know they have more information that they're hiding. You can do the good old. There doesn't need to be a good cop. There's only bad cop in this scenario, and bad cop the sadistic person who would do this probably would be Rain because she's a fucked up being. You have your paladins who are running your police station. You have two of them come in, two higher level paladins that have lots of spell slots and whatnot. And you have them hold down the perp's hands into the wood table, because, you know, it's medieval times, it's a wood table. And you nail two fucking kunai through their fucking hands. Just, whah! And they begin bleeding and bleeding out because they're are stapled to a table. And that's how, you know, things work when you're stuck to it. Because if you nail a knife real hard into a table through someone's hand, their hand's now part of the table. Brian hates me so much. I haven't even gotten to the bad part. And Brian's are like, you're such a sadistic fuck. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, he was like this earlier before I told him the sadistic part. This is even the bad part. So the bad part is, you have two really high level paladins. They have some pretty cool magic for healing. Imagine healing their hands around those knives, causing their wounds to reopen as you heal their wounds, causing infinite amounts of pain. Infinitesimal amounts of pain as your body heals and is torn apart, heals and is torn apart, heals and is torn apart. And you can do nothing about it but scream because you feel the pain and you keep getting damage done to you every 6 seconds.
How do you ruin a spell meant from divine energy?
Maybe the God of War is in your
I
deity.
feel like the magic repels out anything that's harming in the process. But that's just my goody two shoes.
That is your
magic
goody two
world.
shoes.
Get some necrotic shit if you want to damage with healing and magic.
I need to tell Vicky about this, and she's gonna tell me I'm fucked up. Vicky, who's not watching, you're gonna one day watch this. I'm sorry. I'm a terrible person. I'm sorry, everyone.
Vicky,
okay, there was only one other person
one.
in our friend group. Okay, that's lies. 2 other people in the friend group that find this a good idea. Kyron would love it, because Kyron is Asia/Kyron, because they are the same person. She would use with her healing spirit. She would sit there and she would do that to torture someone, because Kyron's a sadistic fucking person. If it was to find her mom, she would do it with no questions asked.
God.
And you know that. She would have Brackett stab 2 swords through someone's chest, and she'd sit there healing spirit them until they gave the fucking answers. You know she would do that.
You guys are the absolute worst.
And as you know, Main's with the proof of all these ideas I've had. You, Vicky, and Callum would be on the fence about them, I think. He'd be like, that's fucked up. I like your thinking, but that's fucked up. I think it's only you and Vicky who are too wholesome for my sadisticness sometimes. I'm sorry, everyone. I ruined D&D.
And that is where we will end tonight's DisasterCast. I hope everyone had a wonderful time.
I don't think Brian did near the end.
All this wonderful content. Thank you so much.
I think he's gonna start crying. I hurt him on the inside.
He ruins my world.
I did. I made it corrupt. I actually only said I need like 3 things corrupt, and you went, know what? If we're gonna make it corrupt, we're gonna make it corrupt.
Please join us for 4:30, 5 o'clock tomorrow.
We're gonna say 5 o'clock, but we might be early.
Please join us for 5 o'clock tomorrow.
Ooh.
The latest. We have no work schedules conflicting, so we're gonna be doing a somewhat early stream.
Just life schedules.
Mm-hmm. We'll see if Seabreeze can return to the party of the Lucky Sink.
See if we can fucking find him, or if this is even the right lair.
Let's see if
We went
Rain
the wrong
can
fucking direction.
Let's see if Rain can figure out how to work her way out of this.
She intends to
without
talk
fighting.
so much. She's just gonna be like, so. And he's like, how did you get here? Okay, well then we have a story time, so please don't stab us during story time. So
Please don't stab us with your words.
like, let's get through this, let's have a conversation. Can we be adults here?
We'll see how
That is a trend of Rain dealing with problems, is her asking for those problems, can you be an adult? And then immediately doing something fucking batshit crazy and her going, or not. And she's like, I just want to have a fucking conversation, people. Why?
And we will see how effective that is.
But then I want to hear Yick talk for half an hour.
It's going to be fun.
Oh boy.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.